Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Spears and Steinberg podcast. Right here with Spears.
How y'all feel out there?
What time is it? Game time. Big shout out to my man Malco Jex for that. That tickled us, brother. That was kind of funny, man.
It was cute.
It was very cute. Yes. So we like that, folks. If anybody comes up with some more O Steves, please send them in. That definitely lightens daddy's load. It's like those O Steves are women. When I'm done, it definitely lightens daddy's load. All right. Speaking of lightning loads.
Lightning or lightning loads?
Lightning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This comes to us from our girl, JV Hunt. And JV, I wrote you back and said that I'm gonna have to dig in that ass a little bit. So, yeah, you're gonna definitely help lighten daddy's load. Doodle dick. All right. All right. Hi, Aries and Andy. I had to stop the podcast mid-listen to write this as you were talking about the upcoming Playboy documentary. As a woman, I think it's insensitive to trump these women's horrible experiences to, well, it was part of the job, regardless of the industry. No one signs up for abuse when they go to work. I'm going to stop it right there, Snowflake. Sweetheart, I don't know where you got that from. Matter of fact, I even preface it first and made sure I said that no matter what, the job doesn't deserve, or these women on the job don't deserve to be sexually mistreated, made to feel uncomfortable, or harassed in any way. Any form of abuse is not tolerated. So I don't know where you're getting that somehow I made an excuse for that, because that's not what I did. Let me continue. Sure, you understand the risks, but abuse is still not something that should be expected because you work as a Playboy bunny. I'm sure Hefner knew a way to conduct those women without inflicting abuse, but he chose to mistreat them. What you all are saying is akin to, well, if you don't want to be raped, you shouldn't have been wearing that, and that's just wrong. That is a hell of an assumption for you to make, Miss Hunt. That's a dangerous accusation for you to make, because, again, that's not what was said. But let me finish. Just like men have the choice not to assault women, Hefner had the choice to not mistreat those women. And sure, like Andy said, some women might have had a great experience, but don't ignore the bad. What's done in the dark will always come to light. We have to stop this shrugging of the shoulders, it is what it is bullshit regarding the treatment of women. Best, Josie. Shall you or shall I?
You start.
Well, I mean, I kind of already said it. Like I said, key word here is choice. Now, again, I'm not saying that just because a woman chooses that job, she should have to endure anything that is wrong. I simply was saying that if you go into that job wearing a Playboy bunny outfit, you know what the job is in terms of you're going to be gawked at. Men are going to look at you. Men are going to visually and internally objectify you sexually. But as long as what happens mentally and internally doesn't affect you in that regard, or they don't, force themselves upon you or act upon that, then it is what it is. That is the job. That is part of the brand. And if you feel like you have a problem with that, then don't work for the fucking company. What is your complaint? Don't work for the fucking company. It's like, when those men get off work and they want to drink their brandy and their cognac and smoke their cigars and cigarettes, they want to be around beautiful women. They want to be around, for lack of better words, ass and titties. flesh. That's what the job is. And I'm not condoning any mistreatment. Again, I'm saying it's wrong. It should not be allowed. But all I was talking about was eye candy. You know, maybe some, see, but this is where you go, well, that shouldn't be allowed. I mean, as long as they ain't saying nothing outlandish or fucking over the top or crazy, hey, baby, nice legs or whatever. That's part of it.
You know, I want to have empathy to what women go through. Mm-hmm. I know that we still to this very day a male-dominated society. Yes, men have the job. Men have a structural power dynamic that women have to deal with, navigate through. That being said, women also have a power dynamic. Women control quite a bit emotionally, mentally. They may not have all the jobs and the top paying jobs, but emotionally they do carry quite a bit. That being said, some women are cut out for a job like that at the Playboy Club. Some women aren't. There is just no way that some women can do that job. As many jobs in male-dominated fields, not all men are cut out to do certain jobs. We know this.
Right.
Our over the history, we just had more opportunities to have different kind of jobs. So if we didn't like when Aries just said don't work there, that's easy to say in the aspect that might be a good paying job and you need that money. But men work in that same situation too. There's jobs that pay more if we're willing to do different things. And there's jobs that pay less if we're not willing to take that on that opportunity. But the job at the Playboy Club was specific. It's to titillate. It's to sexually tantalize a man, which is an emotional control. And some women really love that ability to be able to control men emotionally like that.
Right.
And that's a form of being dominant. But you have to accept what that role is to do it, and you have to be able to have a thick enough skin to be able to put up with a person who might have had too much to drink. And a person who has too much to drink does a lot of foul shit. It's just not towards women. They have too much to drink. They do stupid shit. They say dumb things. They do ridiculous things. Not trying to put this on women, but we were out last night and we watched a woman who had too much to drink plop herself down on the pavement and just
vomit all over herself.
So we know that anybody who drinks too much can do something ridiculous. Women who are successful in that kind of place are willing to accept a certain amount of people not being not working with what they know is correct, based on being under the influence of some alcohol. I'm not saying it's right, but the ones that master that, those women make money in that, and they like their job. They enjoy that part of work. And some women do not like it at all. And as Aries said, then don't work in that job. But that job makes money. That job is there for a specific reason. I'm telling you, that job has, and when you say that it's what's the word that for men become, this is the one that I get, male gaze. Listen, we all look at beauty and gaze at it. We have museums to gaze at beautiful artwork, paintings. As people, as human beings, we're still in that same structure where we see a beautiful human being and we see him, and male gaze. Women don't gaze at men. Women don't see men as sexual creatures as well. Maybe not to the extent men did. Maybe it's not every moment, but you don't. And I understand what you're trying to say, but when you talk about the Playboy Club, yeah, people did wrong things at that time. I get it. I'm not trying to minimize it, but things that they did do. The bunny dip, for instance, serving drinks. What's the purpose of that? Not to have a woman bend over and just stick her boobs in the dude's face as she's trying to serve the drink, which would have been overly sexualized. It's a bunny dip. You lean backwards. The boobs are facing out. You're dropping the drinks off at the table. There were some things that were done at that time.
You think that's wrong?
What?
The bunny dip.
No, the bunny dip was correct. It's the way that otherwise, when you go out and if someone's wearing a low cut top or that, the titties are just in your face. They're just thrown at this. They were leaning back. Yeah, they leaned back. Maybe there was some unintentional contact where of the back. It's different, and you're dropping the drinks off. It's honestly, that bunny dip is weird, but I thought it was protective of the woman more so than not protective. But that's the job, is to get this guy to feel good. And you know what? Dudes need... this is where it gets weird for me, too. Dudes need that. We need that. We're in a relationship. You could be in a 40-year relationship with a fucking woman, and you want to love your woman. You do love your woman. But you also have... you have history with that woman. Here's a woman that's just presenting you with beauty so that you can get your titillation, you can feel excited, you can jumpstart whatever that is inside of you to go home and to see the woman that you have.
Eat that same meatloaf that you've been eating for 40 years.
And you know it. You know every creak, crevice, crack in that body. And you have emotional connections to that. Your kids, the problems, the bills. You just looked at somebody who gave you an intense reason to go home and throw it in there because you were able to forget about, when you get home, you can forget about it because you're just in an emotional, sexual, desired mode instead of the bills, the kids.
Yeah, and some dudes might not feel that. They may get that titillation and then still go home and go. They may not be jump-started. They may go home and go, this is what it is, which may be a bigger sign that you need to get a divorce. But... my thing is this, and you just said it a second ago, when you go, that job pays so good, and maybe those women need that job. Well, you can't have it both ways. If you need that job, and you know it pays good, and you want that job because it pays good, fine. And again, I'm not saying that should subjugate you to wrong shit. But just like when you walk into a business or a fucking 7-Eleven or any kind of store, little corner store, and they have that sign that says, "We reserve the right to refuse service to anyone." A guy that owns a business does not have to hire you. And based on what the job requirements are, especially if that job pays well, and you want that job and you want that money, fine. But he doesn't have to hire you. And if you're not going to meet the qualifications that the job requires, well, then the job ain't for you. You can't go, I want this job that pays this money that I desperately need, but I don't want to fall in line with what the job requires. Then you don't have to work there. No one has to give you both.
No, and women do the same thing. You guys, we're just set up different. We're more a physical creature. You guys are more an emotional, cerebral creature. You look at dudes the same way. You look at dudes and they jumpstart you. They get you aroused because they have some sex appeal, because they don't come with the same baggage that your person that you're in a relationship with. You see them. Here's the difference between us, though, and I mean this truly. We go out, get a little titillation, come back home, use that to jumpstart us, and we see you. You, women, and this is generalization, have that man in their head. You replaced us. You're no longer fucking us. You're fucking the imaginary person that you put in your head. We might be working, but you replaced us because you do things differently than us. We got to stop trying to say that we're the same. We are not. We do things differently.
Hey, when I got here in San Jose, I saw a clip on Instagram that was kind of funny to me between Joe Rogan and Andrew Schultz. And they were talking about, and this is just it, cut and dry, how barbaric men are. And the way we think and the way we act and the way we, you know what I mean? And Andrew Schultz goes, listen, most men don't know we like you until we come. Before we come, we're telling you everything we need to tell you to go, yeah, oh yeah, sure, I'm listening. Yeah, that matters to me. I think I like this person. And then our dicks go, we'll see. After we come, now we decide if we like you. Because at that moment, it's either stay or please leave. Now, as barbaric as that is, it is what it be. Nobody's forcing anything. If you want honesty, here's something that I had to surrender to. I really had to surrender to this. Someone created a meme, a quote, and said, men cheat because we're horny. Women cheat because they're unhappy. So I reposted it. I said, true or false? You know how many women said, that's just a myth. Some women cheat because they just like dick. They're just horny. They just like men. They just want to fuck a different dick. And for the longest time, I've always said a woman only cheats for two reasons. One, she's out of revenge because you did it to her. Or two, she's unsatisfied and you're unwilling to satisfy her. And not that that even makes that okay. But those are the two reasons. Any reason other than that, well, then she's a fucking hooah. And I was so convinced that these were it. But I'm telling you, and there were women that said, oh, that's true. We'll do it if we're unhappy or out of revenge. But a lot of them said, nah, we just like to fuck too. And I just couldn't wrap my mind around that truth. That, damn, so there are women that just like intercepting and gobbling all kinds of random dick just because?
Well, dude, we're both sexual creatures. So it's a myth that has been sold to women that something's wrong with them if they just want dick.
Yeah.
And that's made us the bad people because we want pussy.
Right.
But the truth is, we don't continue to grow if we both don't want dick and pussy. It's symbiotic. It's a kumbaya moment.
That's like the myth that women don't boo-boo. We know they boo-boo, but have you ever seen your woman boo-boo? I have never seen my girl take a shit. Ever.
My girl left some evidence, though, before.
Really? Some
not bowl evidence, aerial. It was
Oh,
fraud.
I've one time I walked in on my ex-wife when she used to come on the road with me, and I looked at her whole. I said, I'm not gonna leave her, but damn, I see you different now. You know what I'm saying? The aerial shit was so potent. It's almost like I knew she murdered and hid a body. I'm not gonna leave you, bitch, but I know. But that was once. I've never seen most women boo-boo ever, but they do it. So that being said, there are a lot of women out there who just like random cock just because. So that changes the innocence and the purity and the beauty of a woman. Word? Yeah.
But getting back to this, yes, I don't think women should be put in danger. They should be put in places that an aggressive male will have the final say in what happens, just based on a physical ability or a financial ability that people will turn their head the other way. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying that there's jobs, and we all have certain commitments that we have to fulfill for a job. That's all. And I understand that you think Hefner could have done a better job, but Hefner also, as he built this Playboy Club, he couldn't anticipate what every sick fuck would want to do in his club either.
Right.
But when you have a grotto and you have girls that are willing to go swimming and hang out and make out with famous men in the grotto, because they're willing to do that, and some other girl stumbles into this situation and the guy thinks that she's part of that, there could be a problem. And you have to figure out how to navigate that. I'm not defending anyone who aggressively takes advantage or not.
We are certainly not.
Yeah, but I don't know how you get through this. There's plenty of jobs that I had that I quit because I didn't like the job. you have to experience some things. I'm not saying that it has to be completely experienced. You can see some things for getting some experience, go to work in a place and go, you know what? I know this job pays more. I know it could help me out financially, but I've made a decision that I can't do this job. And there's nothing wrong with that. And you have to be empowered enough to be able to do that too, and not blame the dude for what the job is.
Not blame the dude for what the job is. Listen, I'm sure there are girls that work at Hooters that don't like them short shorts.
There's girls that work at Hooters who should not be wearing them short shorts.
Let me tell you something. Hooters is a white man's idea. Because if Hooters is supposed to be about Hooters, big tits, right? They call it Hooters, and the shorts and the ass. But yet they hire women who really buttocks.
They didn't used to. In the original Hooters in Florida.
Ever remember.
In Florida,
really?
yeah, there were fucking sexy women that were doing that job.
Dude, let me tell you, I'd love to see Hooters grab some of them bitches out of motherfucking Atlanta with them asses that look like they eat the
No,
eat the shorts.
it was not those girls that were in the original Hooters. Those girls are different in Atlanta.
Grab some of them Thundercats, nigga, where the ass eats the shorts. The ass to short ratio is 98-2. Then we talking.
But but at the same time I'm saying all this, I understand. I also can empathize with the plight, because you need certain things in life, and when you feel someone else is controlling it, and I saw something the other day that makes me say this too. And we talk about men dominating this. Very few men dominate. Most men are employees.
Right.
We're not all dominators and subjugating you to this world. There's a small group of men that are that dominate this world.
A lot of today's bullshit with over the top, and I'm just saying over the top. We should always be respectful of women. We should always be gentlemanlike. There should never be any type of, the sexual assaults, none of that. But damn it, in terms of biological shit, men are drawn to scantily clad women. And as long as no one's being violated or disrespected, and there are women who have the choice to fulfill those roles, let it be. A lot of y'all women are taking the fun out of man-woman shit. It's like, give us back women who are scantily clad, who allow us to enjoy on a 70s Times Square level. Y'all have taken sex appeal and turned it into Disneyland in Times Square. It's not fun anymore.
Well, no. Go on.
You don't want to?
No, it's just because I think I feel like I'm beating this to death. But with women, if biologically we break us down, and again, this isn't everybody, but this is the majority. Men are physical, women are more intellectual. So if you have a man that's that is physically is attracted to you physically, you still have the upper hand in your cerebral. And some women really get off on being able to take control of that situation.
And God bless them. Some men want to be. There's got to be some women that want to unite on that.
It's not as uneven as is what I'm just trying
Right.
to say. There is, if this was a board game, someone's going to be physically moving their pieces and someone's going to be strategizing on these pieces. And women, you've done that to us men forever. So
No.
and I'm not trying to say that you've taken advantage, and I'm not complaining about that situation. We have roles in this world that are innate, that are built into us. Not all of us come with those same roles. Some women are physical, some men are cerebral. So I'm not saying it's everyone. I'm generalizing for the broader scope of this conversation.
The most disheartening shit to me, when I sent out that meme talking about men do it because we horny, women do it because of an unfulfilled happiness, was when I read, and again, a lot of women said this. They were like, yo, I fuck my side, nigga, because the dick is just that incredible. But, yo, I love my man. That shattered my dreams, nigga. It was almost like I found out Santa Claus wasn't real. Like, because it made me go, damn, if there are a lot of women who are going, yo, I have side dick. That's my side nigga. Dick is amazing, but I love my boo. Could that be me? That means the door is open to me being that dude who my girl love me, ain't going nowhere. I'm her man. But yeah, side dick Derek is killing it, nigga. Pleasanton Hotel style.
Okay, even that's so funny, and you need to know some of the older episodes to get that. But
Make it sound like my girl giving birth to an adult giraffe, nigga.
And you made it nice. You made it nice that she loves her man, but she also likes that side dick.
Right.
There's plenty of women out there that don't even love what the man brings them.
Her actual man.
What she's bringing a stable house, cars, wealth.
He is.
But the side dick is the piece that she's keeping two, so she can get it too. Women are we do the same things in different ways.
So disheartening. That is so disheartening.
But you,
like, I love my dude. Like, he's my man. I love him. Hey, boo-boo. Mwah. Merry Christmas. Happy birthday. Good night. We do shit. That's my man. But, yeah.
He ain't hitting the side, so.
Right. But okay. That's crazy. But I'm fucking this other motherfucker because, yeah, I'm going to have my cake and eat it too. Oh no!
But see, this is and honestly, this is what men do. Men do this because I'm going to take it and put it in the men's perspective, and this is what it is. We have, honestly, and this is where I think men and women are always fucking up. You get in a relationship with a woman that you love, and you might have fucked the shit out of her when you were dating, and then there's something happens when you get this relationship. You have kids. It's harder to fuck the person that's the mother of your children like you don't love them.
It's harder
to fuck a person that you have kids with.
Yes.
To fuck them like you don't love them.
So you mean it's not as intense as it would be with a side chick?
Yeah.
Nah, nigga, I fuck my baby's mothers.
Just like you.
Like I met them bitches yesterday.
That's great.
I love sex.
A lot of guys turn that down because that's
because this is the mother of their kids.
Yeah. Who's it?
Shit.
I think it was DL who had the joke about.
I fill my whole baby mother mouth with toothpaste semen, nigga.
No, when you wake up in the morning after having the good sex,
right,
and you're embarrassed to look at him. That's the mother of your children that you get, and like the panties are on the ceiling fan or something.
Right.
I think it's DL that might have had a joke. It's a funny joke because I think I'm talking. This maybe is my perspective, but I have no other men who feel this way. It's the girl that you don't have kids with, the girl that you don't have a relationship with, that you don't know her mom, you don't know her.
Right.
It's so much easier to fuck them like you because you don't know them. Fucking without knowing someone is a lot more fun than knowing everything about someone.
That just to me is a comfort level thing. If I'm fucking you and I don't really know you and we kind of just met, the whole room got to be Bernie Mac Black. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm telling you, when my dick is Bruce Banner, nigga, anybody could kick the shit out of it. I got to be Hulk, nigga, to have some light in the room. Let's move on, because this is about to be one email for an hour. All right. Matlock, 365. Y'all them dudes. My name is Matlock. I've been a dedicated listener for a little over 2 years. Didn't start from the beginning. I cheated, jumped in head first like some new pussy. But after your ongoing convo with GTA Andy, I decided to go back and listen to the older episodes. Oh God. Happy I went back. Almost left more good content on the floor than Cosby. Over time, Andy grew on me. He is a whole lot more tolerable after President Trump got out of office. For the most part, he provides a different perspective when he can remember things other than tour dates. Sometime, and even then, nigga, he's reading from a book.
Yeah, I don't remember any tour dates.
Sometime I listen in the tub like a real man, tub lined with broken glass, rice, and then topped with salt vinegar, relaxing as my neck bone candle melts in the background. The love is so real. Write this email is the longest. I've been on my tablet without my dick being out. Even bought a keyboard. Well, nigga. Okay.
See, it's nice that we at least provide dudes a break from porn.
Yeah. And when you can tell us about your neck bone candle melts in the background. All right. Aries, you definitely engage with your fans. Hopefully my email gets read on the pod and I can be part of the AA club like Koso, Farah, AB, and Junebug Spade. And the list goes on. Matlock.
Dude, what I like about that, though, in the honesty in that,
Yeah.
and you're not weird, dude, even though Aries made it sound a little weird. Like I said, when we were at the AVN Awards, dudes, a room full of naked women, talking to men topless, talking about porn, sounds like the greatest men moment ever.
Talking to women topless.
Talking to women topless
Right.
about
You
porn.
said talking to men topless.
Sorry, men talking to women, whether the women are topless, just and just about porn, about their career, about what they do, and it's this like moment where men are in this like made for men moment,
Right.
And then we'll see Aries and be like, damn, and stop talking and go, Aries, I fucks with you.
Right.
Can we get a pic?
Right.
And it's such a funny moment for me to watch people go from this moment that they paid money to come to see this thing,
Right.
and Aries walks by and it's like, ah.
Fuck titties. Talk to Aries.
So yeah, not outlandish at all.
Deidre Ann Johnson. And she simply writes, fuck Joe Rogan. And I guess she sent us a link, but I think
couldn't
we've
pull
already
it up.
covered it.
Yeah, and I couldn't pull it up the link anyway.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Miss Johnson, we know what it is.
Are you going to take the apology, Miss Deidre Ann Johnson? Are you going to take the apology from Joe Rogan? Does it mean anything?
Yeah, put your Deidre Ann Johnson shit on it and really make that motherfucker apologize. Have him get on his knees, and then you just put your left leg up on his shoulder towards his mouth, and then you just pour chocolate milk down your thigh, cascading past your knee, and it has it drip in his mouth, and have him accept that and be like, yeah, welcome to the planet of the apes, nigga.
Dude, let me ask you this question, and I know you can't answer it because you can't speak for everybody.
Yes.
And I like when you call it white dude slip-ups.
Yes.
White dude slip-up. He wants to apologize for it.
Mm-hmm.
What would make the apology worthwhile where you would go, I accept that apology? What is missing from the white dude slip-up apology? What is and people are going to say sincerity, real, but what's missing that
To make it acceptable,
at least tolerable?
he has got to spin back kick 8 cops in a row. To the mouth, nigga.
Go on.
Welcome to the team, Joe. Interpreting Emmanuel Gomez, interpreting Andy's dick dream. What's poppin', my guys? Emmanuel again. Aries, I'm the Instagram black guy that commented on the video of women of the movement that the uncle just walked past with rifles. LOL. It was good to hear you mention that on the podcast. Andy's dream about Dave with his cock out and a room full of comedians. Andy, this is your subconscious telling you that if you want to be in the same league as all the comedians in your dream, you will have to bear it all out. Hence, to be as great as Dave, you have to let it all hang out. LOL. Aries, also about that white woman feeling she can call you the N-word, is another example of white privilege. Just because she bought a ticket to see you and spent some more money all night long to support you and heard you use the N-word so freely and openly, she felt she has the right to say it too. I have been realizing that in everyday life, like for example, I went to my second vaccine shot and there was a line all black people. Oh my God, I'm so sorry, guys. Annie and I had the pastries from the bakery, which I don't think is fucking me up. But then 5 minutes later, I ate a pastrami sandwich with mustard on a rye baguette. And I think the sweetness of the raspberry cheesecake I had is colliding with the saltiness of that pastrami. And there's a war going on. It's basically 1964 in my stomach. And the niggas of Detroit is upset that the cops burned down all the fingernail clipper shops. All right, where was I? I live in a black city, Brockton, Massachusetts. What can I say? And this white guy walks in, and instead of going to the back of the line, just walked right in front of me. You just with the white lady. Okay. All right. Believe me, I checked the shit out of him. I'm with you. I'm also going on a check these folks politely educated but stern any chance I get. Not just white folks too, because as I know, racism comes in all shapes, sizes, and colors, LOL. I also agree with you that the revolution is already televised. The diversity, not only in entertainment, but in all fields, is starting to change color. I strongly believe that anyone that ever lost their life unjustly, murder, accident, not overdose, you did that to yourself, comes back as someone else and excels in life because they have the knowledge of the person they were and continue to develop into a greater person in their continuous life, adding to their greatness. You can tell the weed is kicking in from that one, LOL. Let me stop before both of you guys clown me on air, which might be happening anyway. Y'all stay up. Love the podcast. Peace. First things first. Your dream. Is he right?
I think it's, you know what I'm pleased with on this, though?
Right.
I'm taking it because of his race as a comedy, and how he was commenting on it. He's a black man.
Right.
And he didn't get caught up in the dream and the dick out. He actually took a look at the dream and go, that's what it means. I think that's a great interpretation of it.
Okay.
And it didn't get stuck on the fact that there was a dick out in the dream.
Right. Okay. Anything else to what he said?
To the second part, I have some, but I want you to comment because
I just, I've always said I'm so perplexed by this thing called life, and I wonder what happens. I really wonder what happens, and a part of me wants to believe that yes, you come back in another life, another form, another existence, but you have no recollection. I've been struggling with
recollection.
Recollection, but that's not it.
Recollection.
Yeah. Recollection. I'm still fucking it up.
Rec and then election.
Recollection. Recollection.
Yeah.
Okay. You have no lection of
your record's fucked up.
Yeah. You have no lection of your last life, but if you did, again, where would that leave you? Like, damn, I'm not as smart as I was before. I'm not as handsome as I was before. So that would suck. But if you don't know, you don't know. Here's my question to you, but go ahead, answer first.
Well, when he's talking about racism and the person who walked in and just walked to the front of the line,
right?
Fine, we can make that. But I had an experience today, which you kind of brought up, that in white privilege and racism, I kind of think are different. I'm kind of seeing a difference in that. Not that they don't go together, but there is white privilege, just privilege,
right.
And white ladies, and I brought this up, and especially older white ladies, demonstrate this privilege openly quite a bit, and it's referred to racist. But I saw today where, with me, they weren't looking for any racist reason to be white privileged ladies. There was some old ladies who were at the bakery. I'm standing up there ready to order. One of their friends has already ordered, and the other ladies are behind me. We took numbers, but we're not even going by the numbers. And they say, "Who's next?" And the lady goes, "I'm next." And she shouted out her order, and then her friend shouted out her order, and then I finally just went, "Hey, if it's not too much trouble, when you get a chance, can I just get a baguette?" Now they're putting in big orders, like coffee in a certain way with the pastry, and I just need a fucking to-go baguette. And then the lady kind of got mad at me because she said, "Well, you got to wait your turn." And I was like,
"Oh, you didn't tell me that part."
No,
she said
the
that?
lady behind the counter.
Oh, behind the counter. Okay.
And I said, "I get that. I've been waiting."
Right.
And then the lady goes, "Well, yeah, we might have jumped in front of you." And I go, "Well, yeah, you did." And she goes, "Well, yeah, it's confusing." I go, "Yeah, no, it's really not. There's a way that it happens. If you were there after someone, you know you're not next." And I just think, and I don't know if it's age. I can put a little bit of it on age. It can be whiteness. It could be part of the white privilege.
A little bit of all of that.
I think it, but but I'm not young either. Like I have you don't know how old I am when I have my mask on.
It's funny, guys. Andy's such a nice dude that I wish y'all could see. When you really get under his hairs, that voice goes up, man. That fucking voice goes up. He takes on a different tone. It's hilarious.
It's confusing. confused. Like,
No.
no. Like when that lady said it,
Right.
it gets under my.
Right.
Like I don't care. Say, yeah, you know what? We all wanted to work together. Yeah, we fucked you. Yeah, we fucked you over. I would have. You know what I would have said? Yes, you did. You fucking go on with your old ass self and be okay. But it's confusing? No, it's not confusing. We all know how lines work. We know what the order is. So, yeah, racism. But white privilege and racism, yeah, they can hold hands, but they're not limited just to someone that doesn't look like you.
Let me ask you, if you had a choice and you could come back as either a black person or a woman, which would you choose?
A black woman or
Black person.
if I could, if you.
I mean, just say black man or a white woman.
Oh man, I come back as a white woman.
Really?
I think so. I know there's a lot of issues like with, with
women?
Yeah, you have to deal with.
Man, like I said during the Times Square Killer podcast, sexual assault, fucking periods, childbirth, menopause, hot flashes, just not being funny too much.
But if I come back as a black man, I have to deal with everything.
Right.
Other
With
than
a woman, you only have to deal with some things.
The women things, but I don't have to deal with every fucking aspect of that. And there's as many disadvantages of being a woman. If you're a woman that's willing to work it out, you can make it work for you.
Right.
A friend of mine who picked me up from the airport and brought me to the club, Tiffany, Aries knows her. She lives out here. She's always been very kind to us and been around. So we asked her, what is it? Is it hard being a woman trying to be? And she works in construction. She says, well, yeah. She goes, it's hard because she said, you have to deal with these older guys, men, and then they might like you, so they give you an opportunity, and then what you do with that opportunity, you have to prove yourself. Isn't that what, as a dude, I know we're not sexually liked, but we have to go through hoops to get those dudes to like us, to give us an opportunity to prove ourselves too. I am not putting like that it's okay that that's the way that works, but you have an in that I don't have. And if I had the ability to use that in to prove myself and to take myself to the next level, I would work that a lot.
Okay. All right. William Ortega. This is nice, short and sweet. Yo, love the pod. When you told Andy that you were thinking about bringing Hitler back as a joke, made me immediately think that you guys are like an old married couple sharing one brain. Wish Andy hadn't caught himself at the last second and said nigga junk. Shit would have been organic and hilarious. God, there was something that I meant to bring up a note when we were talking about the Joe Rogan thing. Maybe I could still ask you. But speaking of which, I wanted to ask you this. If you could be invisible for 5 minutes and do anything you ever wanted at a moment in time, what would you do?
Be invisible for 5 minutes.
And you could go back in time, you could whatever current time, but for 5 minutes you're invisible.
Yeah, I can do anything I want.
Anything you wanted.
Put a pin in it for a second.
Okay.
Let's move on. So my mind can move that around a little bit. Don't because I'm not going to give you a great answer right now because it'd be too easy, too obvious. But
well, I'll tell you what. Give me the easy, obvious answer, and then still give me the other answer later.
Okay. There's a couple that would be great if I could use only a couple minutes at a time. One, when Hitler is like about ready to come to his greatest power, and it's just to, push him off a ledge. Mm-hmm. Just get rid of him.
Right.
The other one would be when Martin Luther King is at the hotel. It's just before I get to know what's going to happen, right? I just push him out of the way.
Push him out the way.
Just out of the way. Just enough so that just out of the way.
Right.
Which would be an awesome moment to see what would have happened.
He's been killed 2 weeks later.
That's the problem with it. That's the problem with it. That's why I said some of these are obvious to me, but then you have the other repercussions of all the ideas that you had. This one's a tough one, and I'll say that. But I don't know that my invisibility in 5 minutes could pull this off. But this will probably get me in trouble too. When Trump flaunted COVID and not wearing the mask and whatever it was that he did, I would have loved. Oh, this is gonna sound so horrible.
Let me jump in because I don't want you to steal. Because when you mention Trump, you're about to steal my idea.
Go ahead.
I would, when Trump is at his rallies and he's at the podium giving a speech, I would stand in front of the podium and I would cock my open hand way back to China and slap the shit out of him in the middle of a speech. That's it. Just to have the crowd see him jerk. And it would be such a what the fuck moment. Like, it would be on every newsreel. It would go viral. I mean, slap the shit out of him to the point where, nigga, he damn near falls down.
Knowing everything about Trump that I know, and how I feel the country went, and again, I'm not a Hillary fan, so I didn't want her to be president either. But you know that when he's coming down, when he's going to announce his presidency at the at Trump Tower,
right.
He's coming down the escalator.
Yeah.
Just push him, not to kill him, just the ultimate embarrassment for him. That I know that if he fell down that escalator, he would never have run for president. He would never have done it because the embarrassment from that moment,
right.
He wouldn't subjugate himself.
All of yours involve pushing motherfuckers.
I love the idea of just pushing somebody, just
right.
Because just the idea that you could change history with your finger, just push someone a little bit,
right.
is just enough to change.
Or how about when Trump is speaking, you jam your finger down his throat. Wow, he's talking. Right.
No,
I believe the American people.
What's going on here? That'd be really funny. Those are some things, but those are kind of obvious. I think there's some really good ones that you could have done.
This is where I'm gonna throw it to the fans. Please, guys, please write in, and the same question to y'all. For 5 minutes, if you could be invisible, what would you do? With that 5 minutes, what would you do? All right. And here was my,
oh, I got a good one.
Yeah.
It's on you. This is so you know when you what's that show that you did a bunch of times with the Russian dude?
With the Russian dude,
isn't he Russian? The guy who
Vlad TV.
Vlad TV.
Yeah.
So when he's interviewing you, this is mine. This is my new one.
I'm invisible, or you?
I'm invisible.
All right.
And I'm there, and he's talking to you, and he gets to the question about Keel and Peele. I would lean over and whisper in your ear, "Don't say that shit. They're gonna be huge."
All right. Yeah. Yeah. You'd have freaked me out for the rest of the year, nigga. Right. Okay. That's a good one. Oh, God. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. God, see, now we're talking about, what do you call, almost like psychic shit, too. Like, if you just could know your future a little bit, I'd love to have you just tell me, don't come in her. Avoid child support and all of that shit.
I love my kids so much. I'd still take it on. Still take it on.
No, but you didn't have a bad experience with the mother like that.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this question though. And this is just a weird question. I know to the life with COVID, race, everything that we're dealing with in the world. This is worldwide.
Right.
This isn't just here. If you knew everything that you knew, would you still have kids? Would you still have kids for this world?
Yes, but I would make sure that I could bring them in and bring them in when I know they can be well taken care of, get everything they want, and don't have to deal with struggle.
Yeah, I even said to my kids, guys, I said this to them. I don't know if this is bad for their head or not. I said, man, I love you guys with all my heart, and I would never not want to have my life with you. But had I known how fucked up I think this world is right now,
Right.
I don't know if I would have had you guys. Not because I don't love you. I wouldn't want to bring you in. I love you so much, I wouldn't want to bring you into this bullshit. And my kids looked at me like, what? And I was like, I just don't know that I could do this to you. I feel bad.
So ever? You wouldn't bring them in ever?
I feel bad knowing that because I'm going to get to check out here in the next, anywhere from today to, I would assume I don't have more than 40. That would make me 96 at 40. So I would assume between now and 40 years old, I'm going to leave my kids here. Man, I just feel bad. I mean, hopefully in my lifetime, things change in the way that I hope that they do, and my kids are in actually a good place. But as of right now, COVID, the world, the inflation that we're about to see, the people, our leaders, race, everything that we have in this world. And again, when I say all this, I'm not living this to America. This is world. I almost feel guilty that I'm going to leave them here to have to deal with this.
Listen, not to bring a priest and your parents to the orgy, but, I don't want to. The Butler was on the other day.
I saw it.
Yeah. And the scene where Oprah dies, and she's in the kitchen. She's got the oxygen tube up her nose. And she goes, I just got to reach for this purse. And boom, gone. Just like that. And talk about full circle. I guess death is just like life. Just like life. You don't remember when you got here. You might have flashes of certain things. Like I said, the only thing I remember as a baby was when we got burnt out of our crib in Chicago. I remember, like I said, my father was standing over me in his drawers because when the fire happened, he scooped me and my sister up, one in each arm, and he got us out of the burning building. And that's the only image I remember as a baby, was my father at nighttime in his drawers, standing over us when that moment happened. I don't remember nothing else. So just like 1 minute you're not here and now you are. Your eyes open, here's the world. The fact that you just one day, you don't know when, but one day, back to blackness. That is so fascinating and scary at the same time.
It is, and the acceptance of that is what's amazing. And I'm really okay with the fact that mine is going to go like that. I'm not even worried about that I'm gone. I'm worried about them dealing with all this bullshit here as we move on. But as far as going away, death, man, death doesn't sound great. When I got put under for a procedure, and I think I said this on the podcast, and I woke up, and for about maybe 12 seconds, 15 seconds, I had no worries.
Recollection.
Yeah, like I had no worries. I was free. I was the freest moment I've ever had in my whole life, where mentally I had no problems. I had no bills.
You woke up, though.
I woke up, but I had no problems, no bills, and I was like, I felt so good. And then the world, like almost like in a movie, it just came rushing back into me. And every problem, everything that's ever happened in your life was in my head within that few seconds. And I realized at that moment, if that darkness that I experienced that whole time, that being out, that peace was what it is, and even if nothing happens afterwards, but you're at that kind of peace, it's okay.
I'm gonna tell you something that I don't even know that I'm proud to say this to you, but we're talking about it, and you mentioned the thing about being in that darkness and being out, and it's like the same thing with anesthesia when you go get surgery and they tell you count from 10 to 1 backwards. You get to 9 and you're out.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you dream, especially again when it's a good dream and it feels so good and you wake up, you're mad you woke up because you know no matter how much you try to go back to sleep, you're not going to get to that. And then you wonder what dreams are. Is that some sort of a prelude to what you're going to experience later on, or is it just bullshit? And this morning, I had a dream where I was in a hotel room and I pissed into a bucket of tater tots and ketchup. And I'm telling you, it was feeling good, man. and I was just pissing, and I'm pissing, and I'm pissing. And finally, I realized, dude, I pissed the bed a little bit. I swear to God, not enough to change the sheets. But it was enough to make me go, oh, shit. And I got my ass up, and I got to the toilet. But like a spot, like no bigger than a Snapple cap. But, man, I just went between, like, what is it? What are dreams? What is the purpose? What's, because my whole thing is, again, when my man from the Marvel, who created it, Stan Winston, was being interviewed by Larry King, and he goes, do you believe you go somewhere? And Stan Winston said, no. I don't believe anything happens. Nothing happens. But I don't believe nothing lasts forever. We don't know if that's true, but the idea that we are here, we're alive, we can enjoy shit, we could have sex, we could go get ice cream, we could eat fried chicken, we could fucking, go watch a good movie, we could laugh. And the things that you enjoy in terms of life, when that comes to an end, if you don't come back as somebody else, if you don't get another shot at this, now obviously not as you, but a whole nother being that doesn't know your last life, but just another chance. The idea that you slip into darkness and that's it scares the shit out of me, dude.
Well, I see. It doesn't scare me at all.
Oh my God, that's a scary notion.
At all. It doesn't. It doesn't even bother
You don't
me.
even feel like, and I don't know if it's Chris Rock that said this or Patrice. I think it might have been Chris Rock. When he goes, people say life is short. No, it ain't. Life is long. And for those who get to live long, the longer you live, you go to yourself, one day this is gonna all be over. I'm gonna go back to blackness. You know it's life. You know it's going to happen, but it seems inconceivable.
Okay. And I get everything that you're saying. I'm not disagreeing with any of the.
This high talk has been brought to you by Snoop Dogg's weed. Go ahead.
His brand new edition.
Yeah.
Energy cannot be created or removed. Energy exists.
Right.
And you can't get rid of energy. We know that we're energy. So we can't possibly just go. But I do believe, and this is where it gets crazy because I'm refining this as I keep thinking about it. I do believe that our vessels, our bodies, this is why when I talk about humanity and who we are, none of this makes a difference because our bodies to me are like toys or like spaceships.
Right.
We just enter this, our energy, whatever it is that our soul goes into, and we use these things to experience a textural life, a life that was texture. You get to watch TV, you get to feel sheets, you get to do whatever it is. But as energy itself, you're just free floating. You don't have this, and this is almost like when you ride down a slide when you're a little kid and you go down a slide, how exciting that is.
Right.
That's what I think these bodies are.
One big slide?
That's what life is. One big slide. You're just taking it out for a little ride. And then just like at Disneyland or any other little thing you go to, like a roller coaster, whatever,
right,
our energy has to wait until we have another body, a vessel, whatever it is, wherever it is. And this is the body we understand, but it could be a different kind of body that you go into and you just experience it again. And if you get in line too fast, maybe you become a fish. I don't know what it is, but you become something else that you have to experience that. And
that's wild.
That's the only way I think this.
So you think that energy could come back as an animal?
Yeah, why not? It's just energy. You're going to experience a world that's with texture, with feeling.
So a fish in the ocean, maybe in a past life, was Steve in Boston.
Could be. To me, that seems. Because if energy can't be created, it only gets reused. Energy continues. It exists somewhere. So if you come back, you could come back as anything.
Dude, I'm telling you, I think that there's an interesting, I don't know if it's a full-length movie, maybe a short film, but there's something interesting in knowing that if you die, when you come back as whatever you come back as, human, you know about your past self completely. Yep. Like, dude, I know I was Aries Spears, a comedian. I was black. I did da-da-da, and I had this kind of life. I was rich. I drove fast cars. I fucked models. Because my thing is, if you knew that, then when you in your next life are a serial rapist, you got to say to yourself, "Oh no!"
But you don't have to be a serial rapist.
But what if you are? There are serial rapists.
Yeah, but you don't
There
have
are
to do
murderers.
that.
There are killers. But they were somebody else before this.
It's an imperfection in your.
But what I'm saying is, if you know about who you were before, if you were Michael Jordan in your last life, but now in this one you're Ted Bundy, you'd go, "Oh damn, I'm that nigga. I was the greatest basketball player ever, and now I'm killing bitches. This sucks."
Yeah, but I don't think that's why you can't remember your past.
Exactly.
Life, so that you can experience it new and whole.
Now, let me ask you this. So what if you knew that that's really how life worked? Every time you die, you just come back as somebody else.
People wouldn't put effort into it.
No, I think people would go like this. Yo, I was Michael Jordan. Now I'm killing bitches. Bow!
Yeah, they wouldn't put effort into
Kill
it.
themselves just so they can see what's next.
Dude, I really...
And you come back 5 times in a row as heinous shit, and you just keep, no, not this. Bow! Like Groundhog Day. You could keep killing yourself till you come out as somebody cool.
Well,
a fat bitch, hell no. Pow!
Dude, I would think, though, like, if you could come back as... And you even asked me when you said, would I come back as a white woman or a black man? If I could come back as anything on the next ride...
midget? Pow!
I want to come back as a rich person's dog.
Boy, I swear, you always have to take it weird.
Dude, who has the best life than a rich person? Not an exotic dog. I want to be one of them. Like, I want to be a fucking amazing dog that has one of them. The dude leaves money for you even after he dies. That kind of rich dog. That comes from that kind of household. I want to experience that life.
Damn, son. I don't want to be an animal.
Fucking, I think that we would owe it to ourselves that if we were experience this and this life is a ride, we have to experience all life. Oh. How else can you have any empathy for anything else on this world if you don't experience all of it?
A Mexican. Bah! I hear you.
Wouldn't it be great though? Wouldn't it be great to know that if anything that you did, like if you were like this fucking racist piece of shit, one of the most horrible racists ever caused pain, hurt, that they're going to come back exactly what they caused pain to.
Right.
So that would be to understand what you are, for that energy to understand what it is. I really do think we're just energy, and I think that these are just shells for us to be able to experience this ride. But I don't want to die painful. That's my fear. If there's anything else, I just don't want to die in an amazing, horribly painful situation. I would love that's where she reached over for her handbag and then she was just done.
Right.
I prefer.
Let me ask you this: if you could choose, like almost like Total Recall with Arnold, absolutely. If you could choose your horrible demise without feeling the pain of it, but just the rush of what that could be. Like nigga jump in front of a train. Ew! From the moment you see that Amtrak coming at you at 100 miles an hour, you'll never feel the pain of the impact. But that rush, almost till it happens.
I have the answer, and it's so
jumping
horrible.
off the Empire State Building, the rush of seeing that pavement come, but no pain.
And you're just gone.
You're just gone. You're done.
Dude, it would have to be... Dude, I feel horrible saying this, but this is just the way the brain works, man. Plane crash, man.
Oh, dude.
Seriously,
I can't.
Because the experiencing everybody on that, and I'm going to
that's-
tell you the
that's
reason it
too-
came right to my mind like that, right to my mind. I was flying out here.
You see, hold up. You see, I kept all my scenarios solo.
Oh, I know you did. Which is
nobody
nice.
else.
That makes you a nice person. I'm not that nice. People think I'm nice. I'm not that nice. This is what I experienced on the way over here. We're flying in, and the dude sitting next to me, and he's kind of in and out sleep. He's kind of a pain in the ass, actually. He kind of pissed me off in the beginning of it. So we're flying, and we're almost here to San Francisco, and the plane just takes this big dip. It just moves. It bounced around some turbulence and just took a big dip. And he went, ah!
See, I can't laugh at that.
And I started I laughed at him. He wasn't happy, but I started laughing. I couldn't help but laugh at it. I've flown enough to know that was just a turbulence, and I know what it is. And yeah, it was jarring and it was sudden, but his scream made it so funny to me. And I just think if you know you're not going to feel it, and that's going to happen, and it has to happen. Not that I'm wanting that to happen, but I don't want to go that way. If I had to feel that thunderous fear the whole way down, I think that has to be the worst. That has to be the worst. But that dude screaming, it was so funny to me.
You made me think of something real quick. And like I said, sometimes I think comedically I say things that I really wish people could, that I think in my mind was semi-genius. And the only validation you have of that is when other people reiterate it. And one of the lines I said, because I remember, I told you, we did it last week, I guess, when the guy said, yo, the shit about motorboat and the chick with the chest and nipple, hilarious. One dude I remember said, yo, that shit you said when Andy talked about how the dog in Sacramento made you fall out your chair. And I said, yo, I fell out that chair like Mike Tyson knocked me out of it and said before he hit me, this is for my daughter. He was like, nigga, I did not see that coming. And I just thought that was one of those moments where it was like, I wish I got more credit for that. I don't even know if a lot of people really understood that. This is my daughter. Oh, man. Okay. Like if you just said the most vile shit to Mike Tyson, that you saw him cock back and you saw the punch coming fully to your face, but you won't feel it. But you feel the adrenaline of it. Yeah.
That last moment to know.
Just know, nigga, you about to see a flash and be out. Hey, Steve, just for shits and giggles, do me a favor. I just want to hear what it sounds like. On all those examples where I do the gun noise and bam, actually give me a gun cock and a shot. And send that to me. I just want to hear what that sounds like rhythmically. All right, last one. Tremont Nicholson. Nigga junk. Good evening, A&A. Let's start with cleaning up some bullshit. Will Smith was not the first choice for Independence Day. That distinction belongs to Ethan Hawke. Production began in 1995. Tupac was in court in 93, 94. In jail in 95. Slap Mookie with some nigga junk for that bullshit. Black History moment. LOL. I don't know if Mookie's going to like that, but okay. In other news, y'all should have called Whoopi Goldberg sooner. Apparently, she forgot her real last name is Johnson. Excellent Hitler talk the other day. Let's be real. He's the greatest motivational speaker ever.
I've said this before. I've said it on stage. He was able to get rally a whole country around people.
Yeah, I'm going to leave that one.
No, seriously, if you needed someone...
It's never too soon, and no topic is off limits. Be blessed, Tremont Trey Nicholson.
Dude, if I had to go into a basketball game and I needed my team to win at all, who motivated people more than Hitler? Makes that Tony Robinson guy feel like he's fucking motivates a few people, makes a few $1 million.
Right.
He moved a country against. Listen, this is the and I'm making a joke about it, and this is what I do, and I don't care. But Hitler was able to make people that live next to you for years, generations, the bad guy. He was able to convince people that they needed to. Your neighbor who's lived next to you never caused you any problems at all. He made them their enemy. He was able to make them turn on his next door neighbor who could have been there for generations. They owned businesses. They weren't hurting anybody. They were just living in the neighborhood. And he was able to. Do you know what kind of power you have to be able to do that? Do you know what kind of? And it started with just speeches.
I want to ask you something. I was laying in bed the other day watching CNN's movies, and I could watch these shits all day. And they had the golden era, which covered the 1920s to the 1950s. Then, of course, they just had the decades after, the 60s, the 70s, 80s, 90s, and 2000s. There was a movie with Charlie Chaplin where he played Hitler. And I noticed, you know how they have the
Great Dictator?
I don't know if it was the Great Dictator.
And
but you know how they had that thing around their bicep
Yeah.
with the swastika on it?
Yeah.
And then they were, supposed to be in Germany at the time. And then they have the flags with the swastika on it. They replaced the swastika with X's.
Yeah.
And I'm going, they do that to not be offensive? And because my question becomes, if you remove the swastikas to not offend, but you got Hitler, even though he's being played by Charlie Chaplin, isn't that still offensive?
Okay, I'm going to say this because I kind of already started to say it. When I'm making a joke about one man who was able to move a nation against people, that's one man, Hitler, the guy that you see. And you know what? Patrice talks about this a little bit too. The flag represents the neighbors that went in and were willing to give up their neighbors, their people. The flag represents the nation of people that were willing
You
to
talking about the flag with the swastika?
was willing to do those horrendous things. The one man, and this is where, I love this when Patrice said it, the problem that we have with the enslavement in America is that there's not anybody to blame it on.
And the mustache.
Yeah.
It talks about the mustache.
Yeah, but when you have the mustache that you can blame it on, and that's what we essentially have done. We blamed it on the mustache, and the dude that's the center of the problem. But he wasn't. He was the speaker, he was the representative, he was the man in front of the movement. But the truth is that nation moved against all those people.
Right.
And so America is honestly as dishonest as it is about a lot of things. Not having the one to blame it on is more truthful, because the truth is in Germany, the German people, a lot of people said, well, we just never thought that would happen, and it did happen, but they didn't move to protect those people. We're more honest here because we're not, and I'm not saying it in a good way or a bad way. It's just an observation. We're not trying to put it on someone. I mean, I've never heard anybody go, well, the Dutch is the people who originally brought slavery to North America, and try to move around it and say, let's make wooden shoes the problem. Let's focus on wooden shoes as the problem with the enslavement that happened here. It has to be taken responsibility from what happened here. And that's why when you hear people talk about the Confederate flag and that why it's objectionable, is because it's a nation of people, especially when the country separated, they divided on a line that said, nope, we want this. And so why you would get rid of that and why the swastika wasn't on that when they made it, it represents the people.
So even though the man responsible for calling the shots, which led to the murder of those people, that's not offensive?
Oh, it's very offensive, but you made it into a joke so that you can get through it. You made it into that story so that you can get through it, so that you can move through it. But the reason this is important, the reason why I kind of made fun of it a little bit and I was willing to have this conversation, and I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm not trying, it's funny because, when one of the emailers said when we got past Trump, I have a fear of Trump, not of him as himself, because to me he is nothing. He isn't anything. It's the movement that people have moved because of him that's scarier. And we had to be careful because there is a right to free speech. There is a right to have thought. I said it before. Trump did some things that I didn't have a problem with, but the thing that I have an exceptional problem with is that he moved people in a way that was so racially dividing, and instead of saying, and instead of being aware of it and wanting to correct that, he actually used it to his to work in his favor, and that's the bigger problem. And we already seen this happen once. And I'm not trying to compare him to that. He is not at that level, but that doesn't mean the root of that couldn't be grown from what he started.
Right. Well, that's it, kiddies. And I hope another one that I thought I dropped as a comedic gem that people picked up on when I was saying, your priest and your parents come to the orgy.
I like that. I thought you had said that before because it came out so quick and natural. No, that's nice. That's a good one.
Okay. Because if you got an orgy and your parents and the priest show up, party's over.
Yeah.
Everybody put your dicks away.
Or it becomes a really, really weird party.
All right. Now it's a party. Oh, shit. Is that my mama and my pastor? This is a groovy party, nigga.
Pastor, it's not supposed to be in that hole.
No. Oh, Jesus. And that was a callback. It's a groovy party, nigga. That was another one of your best laughs where you really laughed, nigga. Because you even said, groovy party got me. All right. Music guest. Who are we going to play?
Oh, do I want to give some information?
Yeah, let me make sure I'm not fucking this up, too. So this is the first email after...
This is the 10th.
Gumbo Stew part... Right.
One. Yeah.
Okay. I got confused.
So, guys, when you listen to this on Thursday, I will have already recorded my album. So you're not doing me any good at this point if you didn't show up. So I'm mad at this point. But for the rest of the week, I will be at Helium in Indianapolis, featuring out there. And Aries will be in Houston the 10th through the 12th with Neary Sands. The new Stealth? Is it Stealth? Is that what I'm supposed to?
Stealth?
Dinner, cleaner.
Self?
Stealth. I think it's Stealth.
I never heard Stealth.
Neary Sands. And then me and him are back together on the road in the DC Improv the 17th through the 20th.
Oh, boy.
And then Virginia Beach, Funny Bone the 25th and 26th. 2 days only, so 4 shows. Get them while they last. That one should sell out quick. And then the one that I've been saying that I'm looking forward to, Cap City in Austin, Texas. It's the 3rd through the 6th. I'm actually out there on the 2nd, so if there's some shit going on out there that you want me to know about, please let me know. And then we'll be at Funny Bone Columbus the 10th through the 13th. And that's where I'm going to leave it for right now.
All right. This is Grind Out ALIM. Instagram is at TheRealGrindOutAlim. The Real Grind Out Alim, however ALIM spells. YouTube search Grind Out GRINDOUTALIM. Enjoy.
Thanks for listening to the Spears and Steinberg podcast. If you'd like to know who's responsible for this shit, it was hosted by Aries Spears and Andy Steinberg, produced by Steve Merrick and Anthony Holmes, executive producer Big Papa Robert Kelly and Matt Klein-Schmidt for the Laugh Button podcast. For more information on where to find us, visit SpearsburgPod.com.